Hi, Smarting Gibbs again, and we're into week 3. You've got 3 weeks behind you, and we're going to have a quick recap, quick action plan for this week, and let's see if we can move you forward. Again, I'm going to have to look at my notes, a lot of stuff to cover here, and by now I'm hoping you're getting into things. You really should be considering joining me in live chat, so we can get dealing with your specific issues and your specific questions. Okay, so this week, what did we cover? Well, we talked about your colleagues, and we talked about dealing with the public. We also talked about your communication style. Now, communication style is a really big one. It's a big personality thing. A lot of people misunderstand that. So, again, important to understand your preferred communication style, how it works, how other people are experiencing it, and how they're coming across you and how you're coming across to them. A little more on the work environment stuff, because it's such a big issue. I think this is the thing, of all the questions I get in live chat, I think the whole, what do I want to be when I grow up question is probably the one that is most daunting for people. I know that when I find somebody who goes, I know exactly what it is I want to do, how we get there becomes really straightforward. And I've got a zillion things to show you that can help you get there. But when you don't know exactly what that is or where you're going, it's really tricky. So we covered that. We also looked at whether you should look at big companies, small companies, old companies, new companies. These are all personality issues because they tend to, not always, stereotyping a little, but they tend to have an environment and a culture, and that's really what we're commenting on, and your compatibility with that environment and culture. We also get into some step 2 stuff this week, where we started actually looking at you and the product, if you like, your product, and the promotional elements of that product. So, and presentation stuff. So we have some strategic things there, some pretty big stuff we really are starting to get into here. And a lot of this, you have to remember, this is maybe where this is slightly different from other people in the world. I have many years marketing consultancy. I understand marketing really well, and really what you're doing as an individual is marketing yourself. Which is actually, if you ask any salesperson, they'll tell you, well, the first thing that MD buys is me, and then it happens to be whatever my product is, so that's absolutely true of you. So a lot of people go in there saying, well, I've got this skill and that skill and this skill, but a really good salesman would never do that. A really good salesman knows that they go in there and they don't just rhyme off a list of the features of whatever it is they're selling. They understand that humans buy from humans, and it's the human connection that you have to make and sell first and foremost. So there's many, many years, over 20 years of marketing understanding, online and offline, strategic and tactical, that is getting fed in to marketing the most important product in your life, which is you. And that's kind of what we're into here. So step 2 goes into that a lot. And then towards the end of the week again there, we just covered some more step 1 stuff, where we looked more at the company that you may find yourself in, and how do they make decisions, their approach to quality, and their systems and processes. And I think, did we touch on, I'm not sure it was fell into the following, but I think we touched on the interview side of things, and this whole concept that actually is a sales meeting, and most people don't know that, and most people are really, really bad at selling, and would probably happily say, oh, I'm not a salesperson, I couldn't sell. But the reality is that you're selling a very, very expensive product, and you're selling very high-end stuff because you're selling you. And if I had to tell you to go and sell a widget that costs whatever your salary is per year and take it over 10 years, you're looking at a 6-figure product, you would probably faint. But that's what you're selling. And even good salespeople, professional salespeople, get a bit nervous when they're trying to sell a 6-figure product, So, but to kind of ignore it and disown it and disdain that it is a sales process is not going to help you. It is what it is. It's the reality of things. So this week's tip, and what I'm going to leave you with, is to kind of grasp that concept. You're kind of going deeper and deeper on the step 1 side of figuring out what you want to do, and that's really, really important, so I won't go over that again. But today we kind of started, this week, we started on that whole area of you need to accept that this is you moving into sales mode. Now the beauty here, and this is maybe the difference, remember this course is personality centric, so I'm not going to try and turn you into something that you're not. And I think this is the key to it. Most people and most advice tends to try and do that to you, but I don't believe that's how it works. You see, you have to be authentic, you have to be who you are, and therefore it's very important that even when you move into a sales role now, regardless of or a sales situation, no matter where you are in the personality spectrum, you still have to be your person. So you have to sell to a certain extent your way in a way that is compatible and in line and in tune with your personality. Otherwise, you would get very uncomfortable. You feel right out your comfort zone, and the interviewer picks up on that discomfort, and it all goes to pieces. So I think one of the secrets here is to stay true to yourself, stay authentic, and find the way that works for you. And that's what I'm trying to do in these modules, and you're going to get more of this next week as well. Okay, so let's accept that fact. That's what we're dealing with this week. That's your action plan for this week, is to accept that fact and open your mind to how we're going to go about doing that. Meanwhile, of course, keep refining and refining using the career decision-making tool, which is really all what step one is, to understand more and more what it is you like. Remember, don't look for the big job title scenario. That's not how it works. Piece by piece, understand each component of what's right for you and what's not right for you. If you can get a clarity on step one, i.e., what should you be doing with your life, the rest of it gets easier and easier, and I can deal with all that, no problem at all. Whereas you really have to make the big thinking as step one. Okay, that's us for this week. I'll catch you next week, and you've got another weeks of coming. The stuff you're about to get this week, I think, is some of the most exciting for me. So I think you're really going to enjoy what we've got coming up over the next few days. I'm Martin. We'll catch you on the next video. Cheers for now.